What is up, everybody? How's it going? My name's Cody, and we are on an adventure. Not saying it's gonna be easy. You see, the grind, it never really is, but it's not meant to be. It's for us, the motivated, the determined, the ones who are building, gaining, and finding strength and self-reliance. Let's go. Okay, so first and foremost, I will call it out. This is not my usual setting, and also, where'd my hair go? What? Okay, so story behind the hair, because everyone keeps asking. I shaved it all off, not because it's summertime, although it does feel pretty nice, not because I was getting too hot and sweaty during jiu-jitsu, although I kind of was. But during the pandemic, I started cutting my own hair, and it was just supposed to be a high and tight with a little pump on top. And each time I cut it, it just got a little bit taller and taller and taller until finally, I was getting a lot of grief for it being a mohawk. And as much as I am into whimsical haircuts, I did want to make sure that I was staying professional, and so the mohawk had to go. But hopefully you guys like it. It's gonna be a growing process for sure to get this guy back. But we'll get there. It's fine. It's just hair. It grows back, and you know what? That's fine. We'll keep shaving out the sides. We'll grow out the top. It'll be great. And then we'll just lather, rinse, repeat, and we'll do it again. But what I want to talk to you guys about is this weekend and this just incredible adventure that I got to go on. But first, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to this video. I'm trying to make better content for you always, and this is going to be a video that is a little bit more produced than usual, so do me a favor and appreciate my efforts, and really like, subscribe, share with your friends, tell your family members. If you're looking at going to Chattanooga, if you're thinking about going on adventures, this is the video for you, because I'm gonna show you all of the adventures that I took while I was in Chattanooga. But alright guys, thank you so much for tuning. Thanks so much for the likes, the subscribes, and let's get to it. Okay, so Friday night I finished work and I jumped over to the Springfield airport and took a flight out. Now, I will say I had some extra frequent flyer miles laying around, and so the flight was taken care of, which was awesome. The best way to fly is to fly for free, and I can just guarantee you that. But I got to travel to Chattanooga. I had a layover in Charleston, North Carolina, and we jumped Charleston to Chattanooga. But what a great adventure, and I got there at like 1 in the morning, and whew, I will say though, Chattanooga is somehow like right on the time zones, like East Coast and Central Time. So the whole time I was there, I didn't know what time it was. It was either an hour early, an hour later. My brain just kind of melted in that moment. And this is coming from a guy who works in like 4 different time zones, because I'm constantly talking to people from all over the country, and I'm pretty good at time zone math. Not to brag too much, but I really am. And so being so just confused by the time zones was a little bit different, but luckily I was so engaged in what we were doing, it was no problem, because realistically I wasn't looking at my phone or my watch all that often. But got there super late, woke up super early Saturday, and we took this adventure right here. So we drove about an hour and a half outside of Chattanooga, and we went to the Fall River Falls National Park, and wow, was it incredible. So the Fall River Falls National Park got lots of trails, lots of things to do, but what we decided to come there for was this waterfall right here. So this waterfall, we started off with just this scenic view right at the very top. We were enjoying it with several families, several older couples that were just kind of enjoying it. And then the people that I was with decided, hey, do you want to hike down there? And the answer was, of course, yes. Of course I do. And so we went ahead, we hiked down there. It was about, I want to say 3/4 of a mile. The terrain was a little bit rocky, it was a little bit steep, but it was super manageable. And I will say we had a pupper in tow, and we were getting passed by families, we were getting passed by several other people, so absolutely a very manageable hike, nothing to worry about. You can get down there, and I will say there were people much more advantageous than we were who had multiple dogs in tow or had like 3 or 4 kiddos under their arms, just kind of wrangling them. It was kind of funny to watch, but you get down to the bottom, and there is just this incredible opening. It's rocky, but lots of places to sit on those rocks, and you can go dip into the water. It goes up to about my waist, so I want to say maybe like 3 feet tall. The water, 3 feet deep, not tall, 3 feet deep. So super manageable, great place for families to just kind of enjoy. The water was nice and cold, and it was just a pretty scorcher of a day. It was, oh man, southern heat, you know. But while you're down there, this really interesting thing was happening, and we are sitting there and we're looking, and man, this waterfall is, I thought it was a lot bigger. This is crazy. And then all of a sudden I saw out in the background, behind the waterfall, this lady who had like scaled and traversed behind the waterfall. And I was like, holy cow, it is significantly bigger once you have perspective. So there was this crazy effect that was going on, and because of the angling of everything, it looked as if it was much shorter, but it was very tall. And so I wanted to do that myself, just to show you guys the scale of this overall. So this is the waterfall, and you can watch me kind of scaling back there. Now, these rocks were slippery as snot, that is for sure, but it was so cool. Lots of sharp, jagged rocks. My suggestion, if you decide that you are going to go find the Fall River Falls and go climb back there, is to maintain 3 points of contact. That's what we like to say when we're on boats. 3 points of contact at all times, and you'll be totally fine. Move slow, be a little bit nimble, agile, and definitely wear some shoes. I was wearing some Chacos. Don't know that I recommend that, but it is what it is, you know. But I got back there, and as you can see, the scale is significantly different when you're back there and you're like, wow, that is an amazing waterfall. But I think what really took my breath away was all of the greenery. Just there was so much vibrant color between all of the ferns that were being just taken care of by this waterfall. They had the perfect amount of sun and water, and just this teeming ecosystem that was existing. There were lots of kids and families playing in the water, lots of puppers that were running around and playing as well. And it was a really cool place. Definitely in this post-pandemic world, it was just incredibly heartwarming to really feel like the sense of community has returned back to the world. And I loved it. But after that, we went ahead and we hung out most of the day, but we did at some point, you know, we were like, yep, it's time to go. So we hiked up back the hill. We made pretty good time. It took us about 24 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that, to hike back up. We were passing a couple different people along the way, but young and full of life, something like that. And we were able to make it, so easy enough, hike back up. If you wanted to take it slow, you absolutely could. It would be no problem. But man, what an incredible adventure. We drove home, we kind of showered off, hang out, cooled down. It was quite a warm afternoon, especially after you hike all the way back up to the top. But after that, we decided to go explore Chattanooga's downtown. Now, while we were downtown, the highlight of the adventure was this park that was kind of under this bridge, the Walnut Street Bridge. And the Walnut Street Bridge is a foot traffic only bridge that we got to go on, and it is this massive blue bridge that it crosses over the Tennessee River. It's got all these great lights. People are just walking. There was live music. It was awesome, right? So we went and grabbed dinner, and then we went to the bridge. We walked around. We enjoyed the sunset. We contemplated how tall up this bridge was, and if you could jump off of it, because we had been watching some of the Red Bull cliff jumpers, and we were like, man, is this too tall? Like, how tall is too tall? And I don't know that I have an answer, but that bridge was pretty tall, let me tell you. I don't know that I would ever do it. I don't know if I am that bold in my life, but maybe, just maybe, there's a Red Bull cliff jumper that is like, oh, that's a Tuesday for me, right? But what an incredible adventure. So we ended the evening and we drove home, called it a good night. I was pretty tired at this point, just from adventures, from getting in late, but we woke up the next day and then we went on this adventure. Now, Chattanooga has this really cool feature thing that's going on that we really took advantage of. And they've got this like Riverwalk bike path that wraps throughout most of the city, and there are all of these bikes that you can download an app, and it's like $8 a day currently in 2020 to pick up this bike, and you have a bike all day, and you just go from dock to dock. You can have the bike for up to an hour, and there's no fees other than that $8 that you paid to grab the bike, as long as you get it back within the hour. But we were able to bike pretty much through the entire city in less than an hour, so it was no big trouble. But you just dock the bike and you pull it. I guess if you were really worried about it, you could like measure with your watch, and then if you were getting close, you could like dock it and then pick up another bike and keep going or something like that. But we ended up going to a farmer's market, and we were hoping to have this really cool adventure where we go to the farmer's market and we find all of the fresh produce and we pick out what we want to do to make dinner. And we were going to take all of our fresh produce home. We were going to make dinner. It was just going to be this community event. We were going to do some sort of ramen, even though I know it was kind of hot, but ramen just sounded right, man. And so that's what we were going to do. But we got there and we didn't see as much produce as we were hoping. Oh, man. But we did just have a really great time. I found this great Greek restaurant that had an amazing gyro. And little fact about me, I love gyros. Beef and lamb mixed together. It's the Greek tradition, and it's just so good. So good. But man, we don't have a good restaurant in Springfield, as far as I know, that has great gyros. So I enjoyed that, and it was delicious. But after that, we kind of walked around. We enjoyed all the crafts. Lots of soap manufacturers that we got to smell the soaps. That was kind of fun. Lots of handmade crafts and bags and wallets and there's all sorts of cool things. Lots of plants. My inner botanist really just wanted to get another plant, but because I was flying home, I knew that wasn't in the cards. But we finished there. We biked home. We swung by Whole Foods, grabbed the produce that we needed, and this is actually my first Whole Foods experience. It was such a cool place, very much vibes with who I am on a very fundamental level. Love the atmosphere, love the concept. Prices were a little high, but that's probably to be expected. You know, you pay for quality. But after that, we went home, showered off, cooled down. We made a little dinner. After dinner, I had to make a quick exit, running back to the airport. Chattanooga has this really incredible airport, and it's got this like this dome in their main area. On the outside, it's like gold leaf or something like that. Maybe it's brass. I don't know. It was really cool looking. But on the inside, you get to see this. It's this like arched dome piece, and that was really cool to see. But went through airport security. Everything was all good. I will say I had gotten a message from American Airlines, be like, hey, just so you know, like you should plan longer for TSA than usual. And I was like, oh geez, this always stresses me out. So travel, I always like to get to an airport really early, like 2 or 3 hours early. And I know that that's just crazy, right? And you end up sitting in terminals a lot, but I enjoy people watching. And so I was like, it's only an hour and a half until boarding, but luckily for me, I got through TSA in like 10 minutes, so I don't know what American Airlines thought was going on, but I definitely got through a lot quicker than they thought I was going to. So props to the TSA in Chattanooga, props to American Airlines for getting me home safe. But what an incredible adventure. I got home again really late, and here it is Monday, and I'm sure my eyes are probably still not quite red, but pretty red. I am very tired, been really leaning into coffee today, but just an incredible adventure. I got the opportunity to see some people who I haven't gotten to see in a while. I got the opportunity to explore a new city and just really live life to the fullest. Life is so much about adventure, and man, what a great weekend. It just really filled my cup, you know? So that is my adventure. That is Chattanooga. That is the adventure that I went on. If you are thinking about it, you definitely should. Why not? You might as well. Chattanooga was such a cool place, got a great downtown. The city seems to be designed to really walk around the downtown area. Southern hospitality, but also southern heat, you know, so you've got those things. But man, life full of adventures, life full of fun, full of fitness fun at that. And man, that was my weekend. But man, guys, that's really all I got. I wanted to share this adventure with you. I wanted to bring you along with me. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for following along, for enjoying this. Do me a favor, let me know in the comments, have you been to Chattanooga? Have you seen the airport? Have you gone on the bridge? What was your favorite parts? Have you ever been to Fall River Falls? Have you made the trek down there? Was it just this incredibly awesome trek? I thought it was, but let me know where are you at? What are you thinking? But other than that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for following along. I'm so blessed. I'm so honored that you decide to watch this video. And like I said, I'm really hoping to kind of hit a new tier, new hair, new tier, new year, something like that. But I'm gonna drive some value for you guys. So if you have not yet, like, subscribe, send this to your family, comment below, help me build this community. If we can do that, there's gonna be some incredible things that happen. I guarantee it, I promise you. But until then, guys, thank you so much. I love you guys so much. I'm gonna see you next time.